My name is Chuck Zo.d.ak. I never believed in ghosts until a major TV company offered me £5 to create a TV program showing just how real ghosts are. I now believe. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world of ghost fakes. This is the farm where many locals believe a mole by the name of Digger haunts. Story has it that during the early part of the 19th century there was a large hill within these fields, which was said to be home for a large population of moles. The moles would tunnel through local farmlands, eating crops, until one day the farmers had had enough. So they called in a mole catcher by the name of Who You Gonna Call. However, months went by without any luck, until one farmer by the name of Farmer Sodom took the matter into his own hands and went in search of the mole. A few weeks later, it is said that Father Sodom caught up with one of the moles by the name of Digger LaRue, and without a second thought shot Digger. Bang! And it was all over. The following interview is from a local hairdresser who has claimed to have seen Digger.
I've seen Digger quite a few times in the past. Last time I saw him it was about 4 months ago and it was midnight. I was just locking up as I saw a dark, mysterious figure jumping over the crops. It was just in the farmer's yard, just over there, and basically he just disappeared.
What was strange about this interview was that Fanny said that she had seen a dark figure at midnight. Let's listen again.
It was about 4 months ago and it was midnight. I was just locking up as I saw a dark, mysterious figure jumping over the crops.
We find it hard to believe that Fanny could have seen any dark shadow in the darkness of the night, in a field without any light source. We find all of Fanny's stories very hard to believe. Seeing in the dark, a mole that jumps, working at midnight. And most important thing to remember about this is that Fanny knew that we were filming for a shopping channel, and therefore she made up this story just to get free advertisements. Our next witness was a local shopkeeper, Justin Bean, and he gave us his thoughts upon the legend of Digger.
I believe in ghosts. I believe in ghosts. I believe in ghosts.
We took this video to our audio text to see if they could work out what exactly Justin Bean was trying to say. And now, if we play back the VT again, you can clearly hear him saying that he believes in ghosts.
I believe in ghosts. I believe in ghosts. I believe in ghosts.
Our next witness is a Mr. Johnny Ono.
So, about a year ago, I was placing the bricks up for this shed, and I I started hearing voices and hearing people going "Ah!" with the bush, and it creeped me out really. I didn't know bushes could do that.
While watching this, our tech guys knew that Johnny knew how to shake a bush. Let's watch him shake again. Our tech guys believe that it may have been possible that Johnny was actually shaking bushes in his spare time. It didn't take long for our tech guys to be proven right. Johnny was filmed actually shaking a bush a few days later. It's hard to believe some of the interviews you just heard from these people. For example, would you believe a chef that goes around with a man dressed up as a dog? Or somebody who goes around shaking branches in his spare time because he's got nothing else better to do? Or a local hairdresser trying to publicise her shop? While doing this investigation, we was honoured to grab an interview with a highly respected spiritualist by the name of Talking Bull. Here are some of his thoughts about ghosts and ghost hunting in general. Most ghost hunters believe that ghosts draw their energies from other sources. This allows the ghost to become more active at night. So we've set up an experiment to try and catch Digger the mole by leaving a source of energy in a field overnight to see whether or not Digger would respond. The idea of this experiment was to give Digger the mole a source of power which he could draw from, thereby giving him the energy to communicate with us. We started our experiment by placing a well-known energy drink in a controlled area in a field where Digger is said to be haunting. Leaving the drink in a controlled area overnight, we knew that if Digger was about, this energy from this can would give him a boost and hopefully we would get a sign. When we returned the following day, we found that the can had been moved. With no one else in the field, we knew that it could only be our shadowy mole. However, we did not have any cameras overnight to document this event. But one thing is for sure, some unknown force had moved that can that night. We are told that ghosts draw their energies from their surroundings, such as batteries and people. If this is so, why can't we reverse this process and draw their energy into a bottle? So we set up an experiment. to see whether we could capture a ghost. We used the solo panel to attract the ghost. Once the ghost has been attracted, we would then be able to capture the ghost in our spirit bottle. We set up our equipment overnight to see whether our bottle could capture any intelligent spirits. Leaving our cameras on all night meant that we could document any event that may occur. The next day when we returned, we found that our bottle was still empty. We had reached a dead end. Perhaps another day or another place may have changed our results. Who knows? That evening, my cameraman, One-Eyed Jack, and I set out to try and debunk this legend of Digger the Mole. At first we started to look around the field, and then we thought we would try to call out his name to see whether Digger would respond. After a few hours without any luck, we decided to move on to an area that is said to be full of activity. This is where it is believed that Digger the Mole sleeps during the day and wakes at night. So we decided to visit this place in the daytime to try and wake him up. The following is a sound recording of that event. Shh! Just heard a noise. Shh! Shh! It's following me. Digger! Digger! I don't think he's been anywhere. We'll keep quiet just in case. Digger! Unable to wake Digger, we decided to call it a day. The legend lives on, but we haven't caught it. After 6 weeks of investigations, we found no evidence to support a ghostly figure that is said to be haunting these fields. Our interviews was full of people who just wanted to be on TV for one reason or another, while our scientific test proves nothing. But having said that, is it really possible to measure something that you don't understand? We believe that there may be something out there, but the way they are trying to track them down is becoming a bit silly. If there are ghosts out there, they're not going to wait for you to turn the lights out so they can say boo.